sunshines, it's Mo. All right, so today I am just giving you guys a little update on what's been going on with me. And I haven't been on here for a while, and it's not because, I don't want to be on here or anything like that. I've just been really busy. And I started the new job, everything's going good there. Well, I'll get into that more. But I finished. I think I'm finally finished doing home decor and things like that for my place, and maybe I'll do a walkthrough or something. I don't know, but yeah. So just a lot of things happening, a lot of different pieces moving and things like that. I'm also planning right now a get together slash game night slash home housewarming slash birthday party, because my birthday is next week on Wednesday the 25th, and I'll be 27. And it's just been a great time, really busy, just a lot of things going on. So yeah, I just wanted to come on here to give you guys just some things that I've been learning spiritually, and I'm trying to get back into quiet time with the Lord and just intimacy and just getting back to just spending time with him, because I know that with work and with, like, I have a whole career now, and it's so weird. Like, I was just at home chilling, studying for my boards or whatever, and now I'm an employee, and I'm a physical therapist, and I've shared my testimony about that whole thing. If you want to see that, please go look for it, or I'll put it in the cards or whatever. But just a lot of things going on, and then since then, I'm just really trying to get back into community with God and communion with the Lord. I read in the morning, I wake up early and all these things, but just the long hours at work, and then when I have like a lunch break or whatever, I'm currently fasting, but that's a whole nother thing. But during, you go through the day and you're trying to keep up on documentation and all the things, and you have people asking you questions and all this stuff. It's hard to take a step back and get into the word. It's hard to pray at work and things like that. But I'm learning different ways to move around that, and it's just a new normal. It's weird and it's different, but it's all good things. But as I've been fasting and praying, I've been fasting alongside the prayer line that I'm a part of. Shout out to Pastor Whitfield Harrington. If you guys want to see what that's all about and things, I'll put his website down below and all of the information or whatever, and maybe the prayer line, I don't know. But anyway, just we've been praying and fasting and things like that. He's given us prayer points and things to just inquire of the Lord, and basically, as we've been starting the new year and everything, it's just inquiring of the Lord as to what it is that he wants us to do in this year. What is it that he wants me to do? How do I move forward? Is there, like, inquiring of the Lord, is there any blockages blocking my path? Is there any satanic nets keeping me from keeping my prayers from being answered and things like that? Like, what is where is my status? Where am I in you, in the Lord? And so that's why I've kind of been MIA, low key, but also because I've been busy as well. But it's interesting. These past couple weeks, we're getting to the tail end of our fast, and the past couple weeks it's been really hard because I've just been finding myself getting increasingly frustrated with patients at work, with different people and things, and it's just like, what is going on with this? Like, why is this happening? So I've been praying and inquiring of the Lord and things, and just yesterday, actually, I was just walking and praying, and just it was just a long day, and I had a couple of frustrating things happen at work and things, and I was just asking the Lord, like, Lord, show me what I need to know. Like, show me the things that need to change in my life and in my heart and things like that. And I just want to share those things with you guys. So the first thing is, I found that that when pressed, when stressed, when feeling discouraged and things like that, the Lord was showing me that I typically go to food and to television, like watching mindless television and things like that. And I've been finding that is not what I need to be doing, because I think of it like this, and this is what the Lord was showing me, that whatever you are running to for comfort, that is what you're looking to get comfort from. And instead of running to the Lord, sometimes we all do this, where we run to things for counsel, for some pseudo comfort, and things like that. And it's just I realized that I've been challenged with frustration, because the root of different things is trying to control people and trying to control situations, and I can't do that. And when I get stressed, then I run to idolatry, which is, for me, food and television. And so I repented of that, and I just realizing, like, wow, I really do that a lot. And but just getting to the root of those frustrations that I do deal with, and just realizing the truth that will keep me from getting frustrated with people or things and stuff like that. And yesterday in particular, I was realizing, and I pray that this helps someone or encourages someone, that you can't control people. Like, and I know that may be something that, oh, Monia, we've already, we know that, but it really was just really deep for me, because, I find, especially at work, that I try so hard. I want to do a good job. I want my patients to get better, all these things. But this is a partnership. And, in my job as a physical therapist, it's like, I give, prescribe exercises, prescribe, different techniques that they can do when it comes to posture and different things like that. But only the patient is able to, follow that through. I can give them all the encouragement, all of the education, all of the whatever that I want. But if they're not buying into it, if they're not desiring to do what I'm telling them to do, then we're not going to get anywhere. It was a patient in particular where she just admitted, like, I just don't want to do exercise. Like, I look at them and flip through them, and I just don't want to do them. I just find something else to do, and instead of doing what you need to do, and that was just disappointing for me as her clinician. Like, I want you to do the things that you're supposed to do, right? But that patient, that person, that whoever you may struggle to not control has to be responsible for what they do. And it's interesting it's interesting because the Lord was showing me that it's the same with our relationship with Him as well. Like we can know the scriptures, we can pray our prayers, we can know, we can know what the Lord the Lord's word says. The Holy Spirit can speak to us and convict us of things, but it is our choice and our decision whether we follow through and turn away from the old, and turn away from the evil, and turn away from the sin, or if we go left. It's so it makes sense now why throughout Jesus' ministry, it's just like you will be judged by what you have done, by the fruit that you bear. And if you don't bear good fruit, then you're going to be cast away and in the fire and things like that. And it's like people sometimes just like, well, isn't that a bit harsh? Da 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 da. But like, no, I feel like now I'm realizing, as I was meditating on that and I was thinking about, the disappointments of, just my, patients that I work with. It was just really deep to me how the Lord was showing me that in the same way that our relationship with Him is a partnership. We can know what to do. He can show us what to do. He can show us ourselves, all these things. But if we're not following through, if we're not taking what is said and building our house on a firm foundation, like I've talked about before, if we're not making putting what we know into practice, putting what we believe into practice, then our heart is not in it. Our heart is not in it, and we are none of His. Because it's one thing to know something, or to believe something, or to want to do something, and it's another thing to actually do it. And that's where faith comes in, because when we walk by faith, we have to act on that thing. We can't be satisfied with just thinking about it, believing it with our head, but not with our heart, to where we're actually going after it and we're actually going through with what we committed to and how we committed to the Lord. I've also found that I have to learn to submit to the fact that Jesus says to come to Him when I'm weary and heavy laden, and put and rest in Him, and that He will give me rest when I need rest. That literally, when I was at work yesterday, I was getting overwhelmed, I was getting upset, all these different things, and I just heard the Spirit, just like, when you feel like you can't take anymore, that there's no more you can take, there's nothing more you can do, there's no more that you can say, and you're just at your wit's end, come to me. And I think the message in that was, stop trying to figure it out on your own. Stop trying to make it happen. Stop trying to do it in your own strength, whatever it is. Stop trying to do it in your own strength, because all you're going to do is frustrate yourself, and which was what I was doing, and you're going to just keep going round and around in that whole frustration cycle. And then what does the enemy do? He comes and plays on that, tries to get you to fall, tries to get you to sin, tries to lead you into temptation and all those things. It's like we have to see the root of our frustrations and see, is this really something I need to be frustrated about? Why am I frustrated about this? It's not, and it's easy to be like, oh, because this person didn't do this and that person didn't do that and all these things. But what I was frustrated with in the root of my frustration yesterday was not being able to control my patients, not being able to control what they do, not being able, them not getting better, me being inconvenienced because they're not getting better and things like that. And, not seeing the results that I want to see, when really it's this is a partnership. All I can do is do what I'm doing, but they have to make that choice. They have to believe and buy in. We a lot of times we talk in the office about, if our patient is not buying into therapy and that it works and things like that, if you stick to it and if you stick to your exercises and all these things, then you're not going to really see a lot of return. And I correlated that with our relationship with the Lord. If we're all lip service, if we're all talking and thinking and all these types of things, but then we're not moving, we're not doing anything, we're not changing anything, we're not asking the Lord to empower us to change anything, then we're just talking. It's not in our hearts to do different. It's not in our hearts to be different, and that was just so deep to me, and I'm just like, Lord, I want to be who you want me to be. And I know as soon as I say this, it happens all the time. As soon as I say these things, I get challenged with these things. I have to put my words where my actions are. Like I have to have it in my heart. And it's difficult. It's hard. It's hard to, in a world that is so thinking that it's self-sufficient, it's so hard to get out of that and to rely and depend on the Lord. A lot of people say we're interdependent. The Lord allows us to, make our own decisions and things like that. And that's true. But with every decision that we make, we must be dependent on the Lord, that He will empower us to do what He calls us to do. Because without His power, without His might, we can't do anything. We can't do any good without Him. So it just, I love the Lord because of that. Because as soon as I got in the car, I was just like, Lord, thank you for getting me through the day. Despite all the issues, despite all the trials, despite all the turbulence, that I will not forsake Him. I will not forget that He has brought me here. I will not forget that He's made a way out of no way. I will not forget all that He's done, And lastly, I just wanted to share these things. And this is just my experience. It's just what the Lord was showing me for me. But I pray that it helps you. It says, busyness is the thief of intimacy with the Lord. Slow down and be still. Control and trying to control things is the thief of peace and rest. Frustration is the thief of joy and love that enables us to have patience, aka long suffering long. It is one thing to say or think that you want to do something, aka to love and to seek the Lord, but your heart must be in it to buy into that endeavor in order for your actions and your behavior to follow suit. Your heart and will must be brought low to the desperate and yielding, to be desperate and yielding enough to truly seek the Lord. That's why it's love the Lord with all your mind, your soul, your heart, and your strength. Because without all of you, you will never invest. God is not bashful, meaning that he's not beating around the bush, but He wants all of us for Himself. You can know what you need to do and may even want to do it, but when the heart is not in it, making you fully invested in the task, your flesh will always allow you to make excuses even to convince you not to fully commit. So whenever you find yourself where your heart is really not in it, oh, you don't really want to fast, oh, you don't really want to pray, and things like that, don't let your flesh win. Even when you don't feel like doing it, continue to do it. Continue to be faithful. Fight to be faithful. Because when you let your flesh win, it will always make an excuse. Even today, always the flesh wants what it wants, and it will always try to make an excuse for why not to do what the Lord is telling you to do. And you can, as long as all of you is not willing to commit, you will only go as far as your flesh desires, as far as is comfortable, convenient, and lightweight considerate. So you'll just go through the motions, and you'll just try to do just enough. Just enough. And lastly, the spirit of slumber is the thief of self-control. So that's all I have for you guys. And I pray that something was said that would bless you and would remind you that in everything that we do, it's all about Jesus. It's all about the Lord. And we can't turn him on and turn him off. You know, he desires for us to be fully committed, for us to be fully transparent and honest with him, to be fully engaged in relationship with him. Just like any person that you have a relationship with, you know, you want to, you know, oh, when can we get together? Oh, when are you busy? Or when am I available? When are you available? Let's make this happen, and all these things. Same thing with the Lord. It's not about quantity, the amount of time, and I have to remember this for myself, but it's about quality time in his presence, quality time in his word, quality time in prayer, quality time with him. That is what he wants more than anything. Our commitment, our hearts, he wants it all, you know. So yeah, that is all I have. So as always, let your light shine before men, that they may see your good works and praise our Father in heaven. Amen.